Okay, if your mother would have complied to the request that I made for a DNA test, I would have been there. You would have never had to hurt for nothing. Never wanted for anything.
I want to answer to that. No one ever asked me for a DNA test.
You're a liar. I've
never,
requested from the courts. I've requested for 23 years. I've been fighting this, Teresa.
They never contacted me with any request whatsoever.
You are a liar. I've got the proof. The judge has the proof where I've requested.
And let me be clear. You have been responsible for child support, Mr. Dennis,
yes,
all these years.
I have been homeless because of it.
Mr. Dennis, you say you have been denied
by courts
the DNA test that you've needed.
Yes, ma'am,
for
23
something years.
Yes, ma'am.
You have been homeless.
I have been homeless because I can't pay
child
rent,
support.
pay my bills because my checks have been garnished. 66 1/3% of my check. Oh my God. And I can't pay rent. I can't do nothing. I don't have a life. And I have got the proof of my rares what I'm back owed.
Jerome, let me see that, please. And I can see this makes you emotional because you believe you did the right thing in the beginning by requesting a DNA test.
Yes, ma'am.
You truly felt like at that time your wife had been unfaithful to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you asked for a DNA test.
Yes, ma'am.
You were not granted it.
Yes, ma'am.
From that point on, you were responsible for child support each and every month over the last 20-something years.
Yes,
and you've now just presented to the court
the rares I'm behind.
That your payments are approximately $300 every single month.
Whatever, Judge.
And you are $146,918.51 in arrears.
And I look over my shoulder every day in fear of going to prison.
And then this cycle just kept continuing?
Yes, ma'am, because I can't even get my driver's license. The reason I haven't been there is because I don't believe she is my child. Her mother had denied me a DNA test, so why would I believe the child's mine? Why would I want to get involved with the child and come to find out years later that the child's not mine anyway?
Because if your wife had gotten pregnant by you and it was your child, but you were confused or doubtful, what's the point? Let me just prove them wrong and let's have this DNA test so you can be quiet. So, Ms. Miro, what would you like to say in response?
That it was the biggest load of horse pucky I ever heard in my life. Never asked for a DNA test.
You are a liar.
I sent them pictures for 2 years after she was born.
What pictures?
And they never even acknowledged them.
Who did you send pictures to? Who did you mail pictures to?
I sent them to his parents, and they never acknowledged her.
I've never seen any pictures.
Mr. Dennis, you never saw these photos?
Never.
That are here on the monitor. You've never seen...
No, ma'am.
All of these pictures that were sent.
Never.
Felt to not have him in your life the way you would have liked to.
Sitting there knowing that you have a biological father out there somewhere that you can't get in contact with and may not want to be in contact with you, it does take a toll. It's sad and it hurts.
I understand. I do apologize about that.
Thank you.
And she carries your name. Her name is Sheila Dennis. Even if you're not her father, her biological father, you have to understand and empathize with the fact that is what she's been told. So all of these years, she's grown up just thinking she's not important enough to pursue. And I'm not, and I'm being this is a human moment because, you think about it. Somebody tells you, what do you know about my daddy? He's a truck driver. A truck driver? Well, why can't he drive to get to me? That is logical conclusion. She just did like this. Am I speaking the truth?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
For a child. Mm-hmm. My father travels across state lines, drives trucks, makes deliveries, picks up, and shows up for a living. But he can't do those things for me.
I can understand.
That's what she's lived with for 20-something years. And I know you are being kind, and I know you are reserving a lot of your emotion because you're trying to be strong. But I had to say it.
Thank you.
So are you both prepared for these results? Either way.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you really thought about if I am or if I'm not?
I have.
If he is or if he isn't?
Yes, ma'am. I'm definitely ready to find out the truth.
I am too. I've been waiting 23 years.
And I won't make you wait a moment longer. Jerome, may I have the envelope, please? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Dennis versus Dennis, determined by this court, Mr. Dennis, you are the father.
I'm sorry, baby.
I apologize. It's not your fault. We can try to grow from here.